To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Captain America said you gotta be like me or you're gonna wind up dead. That's at the end of your road. Flat broke down and tired. You sleepyhead, won't you go to bed? Let me run your life. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive, then well, will you be there holding my hand? Savior of the universe.
どんなこんな後悔だって超えてみせるんだ種明かしはいらない
Everybody come on. 我らにとって人生は我が身を5分反省してちょこいな君中へ外せば寂しげなその美貌しまるいつかまた会えるよ振り返らずに明日へ向かうよ Good luck my way 信じる道へ
Welcome to the show.
And as always, we got some interesting news here. It's been quite a long week, wouldn't you say, Flamehawk?
Oh, it's been a long night for me. A really long night. And I think most people know why.
Well, without further ado, let's have Flamehawk open it up.
Well, let's just put it this way. For people following Marvel's Netflix series, we all know Jessica Jones came out. Yes, this morning, actually, and I'm really low on sleep because I'm trying to catch up on it so I can report on some of the details. Where should we start off with this on this? Episode 1, or do you want a brief synopsis of where we go?
Let's start off with like a brief synopsis here. Give like a bit of an overview for the viewers.
Alright, Jessica Jones. She used to be a superhero. However, a villain named Kilgrave, who has a mind control powers. What's the word? She tortured... Let's just put it this way. He tortured her for a long while, and that is... She's living with the mental wounds of being in the situation that she was, as well as trying to get past it and trying to get Kilgrave, especially with the incidents that happened in the first few episodes.
Wow, that sounds a bit interesting here.
It also takes place in the same city, New York City, and the same borough, Hell's Kitchen, that, you know who? The man in red. Yes, that is right, Daredevil. They are in the same universe, and they are in the same town.
Very interesting here. So, we all know what the next question is. Like, any Easter eggs here, like, here or there? Like, what do you got for us?
Well, there's a good amount. It's hard to pick off from where it was. Let me just say some of my top ones. The private eye industry that she's running is called Alias Investigations. That goes off the first time Jessica Jones ever appeared in a comic book, and that would be Alias #1 that premiered in November 2001. And that was actually the first rated R comic books Marvel has ever done.
Graphic.
It sure is. And you can definitely tell from the content of sex, liquor, and other obscenities that the show dives into that really makes this a tribute to how gritty Marvel can actually be. So, move over, DC. Step up your game.
DC, where's the time gone, DC?
I mean, if that was your claim to fame, is you're dark and gritty, you gotta find something else, because you don't have that title of being that signature icon anymore in that field. Hold on, it might get better with Justice League Dark, but stick around for the rest of the show when we talk about it. We get to see a lot of Power Man. You know who Power Man is, right?
Yes.
Luke Cage.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Nick Cage, the Ghost Rider.
Yes, unfortunately. Anyways.
It'd be nice to see Ghost Rider being brought back. Hopefully Nick Cage. Johnny Blaze.
Hopefully it's good this time.
Well, anyways, we see a lot of Nick Cage, a lot of him, if you catch my drift.
You mean Luke Cage?
Yes, Luke Cage. We see a lot of Luke Cage this time.
In very provocative scenes, I would
yes.
imagine.
Let's just say the bed broke. When you have two... I'm not even kidding about this. The bed broke. When you have Power Man and a superhero character, and they're both, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't come a knocking if the buildings are rocking. Let me just put it that way, okay?
Okay, interesting.
And one of his main catchphrases, Sweet Christmas, comes into the play.
Excuse me? What? Sweet Christmas?
Sweet Christmas is one of the catchphrases, if not the main catchphrases, of the character Luke Cage.
And he said that while they were shacking it up?
Not during, but briefly after.
Well, that must have been enjoyable.
Was it good for you as it was for him? Anyways, oh man, there's a lot in this episode, in the first few episodes. I'm only up to episode 4 because, I have to sleep at some point. In each episode's an hour long, so you can't really catch them all, but there are a decent amount, like Hellcat may be making an appearance. Yes, that's right. If you're familiar with Hellcat, she is Patricia Walker, the person who goes by Patty on the show, and I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing her progressing. However, we are seeing her train after her roommate Jessica moved out. So, can we see a formation of a brand new character in the mix with being a Hellcat? Not really sure, but we can definitely look forward to that if that actually does come to fruition. However, Hellcat wasn't exactly that big into Jessica Jones, really. She was more into Captain Marvel. So it'd be nice to see if she actually can make an appearance in the upcoming Captain Marvel movie. I doubt it, though. I doubt she's going to make an appearance on the large screen with that, because I think, in some senses, Jessica Jones is taking the place of Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, in that role for Hellcat, Patricia Walker. There was also a lot of, establishing Easter eggs, with them putting them in the same universe as the big power team, the Avengers. Dropping buildings to the ground, all that fun stuff. And we might be seeing some tension among the members of the non-hero, non-power community versus the heroes in power. So is this a groundwork for the future of Captain America Civil War? It just might be.
That's very interesting. I didn't think Marvel would combine their TV-esque series along with the movie front. That's very interesting.
Oh, that's definitely one of the things that they are doing that I really don't want to say DC's not doing, but they aren't doing that.
Especially when they're trying to find different casts for the same characters like The Flash and perhaps even Arrow, but I don't know. DC's really, they gotta step their game up. That's all I gotta say. Get good.
So, in other words, this is how you do a female-led character. This really is it. I know people are complaining a lot about Supergirl because, the show is,
basically a superpowered version of Devil Wears Prada.
It might be going a little bit too harsh right there, but I would say Gilmore Girls meets Smallville, but...
Oh, that's any better.
Hey, at least I'm giving them some power.
I said a superpowered version of Devil Wears Prada. Well, that's some very interesting DC Marvel news with Jessica Jones.
And catch us on the Tumblr for a potential follow-up for the next episodes, and we will be talking about this on the next week's episode when I can actually finish the whole season and get some nice sleep to actually talk about it.
Yes, that's right. Our Tumblr page, East Meets West, or you can go to our website, which is called nerdvotaku.com, to catch all those posts.
And then scroll around on there, and then go on to the East Meets West page, and then right there. So go right ahead if you would like. That would probably be, at the latest, that would be Wednesday.
Yes, and like I said, be sure to check us out, check out all our news, and feel free to support us. Now, without any further ado, let's get on to the anime side of things. Crunchyroll announced on Thursday that they're going to be streaming the first 4 episodes of Digimon Adventure Try, which is going to be released on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all the users in the US, Canada, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and Latin America, they're going to be streaming the next chapter of the series in winter 2016. So, yeah. Digimon Adventure Try is going to be coming out very soon. Probably is out already by the time of this is already up for all you guys to listen to. So, I for one am very much looking forward to this, and I will be watching this. And
Digimon is still around?
Yes, Digimon is still around.
I thought Pokemon kicked them back to Japan.
Well, they kind of did try to make a comeback, especially I believe it was Nicktoons Network. They also tried to make a comeback, but yeah, Digimon is still alive and kicking. Too bad the games, though, don't really make it much over here, but yeah, Digimon's still alive. Can't say the same for Monster Rancher.
That's very interesting. I thought really Pokemon just kind of, how do I put this? Banished them back to the feudal realm.
I don't know. I guess, Pokemon is a lot worldwide friendly. I'll say that. I don't know. I guess Digimon never quite connected into that type of media popularity, I'm guessing, even though there's a lot of diehard Digimon fans. I'm actually friends with one.
It's kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of sad for a franchise to be getting that much love, but...
Yeah, I don't know, but more on to the Digimon news here. Crunchyroll has described the anime that it's been 6 years since the summer adventure with Tai and the rest of the Digidestin when they cross over to the digital world. So we're looking at a 6-year time skip. So there's going to be a lot of differences, a lot of changes. We're going to actually see a lot of these characters in high school based on the designs we've seen a lot more into the past. And they have nearly 3 years have passed since the final battle between the Hikaru and the Yagami group. So they're peaceful days have passed and whatnot. So there's going to be an era of peace. And then one day, Kuwagumon suddenly appears, and there's rampage, and it leaves the towns in ruins, and there's a lot of people left in turmoil. And then we have Tai. He happens to catch the sight of this, and he manages to chase it down, and hopefully we get to see, Agumon, aka Greymon, in that showdown. I mean, that was a very, very, very lovely showdown. From the way the setup of these episodes and the potential movies are planning to set up, it seems to be kind of I don't know, a reboot / more up-to-date version of how it was in I believe the first Digimon movie. So, like I said, I'm very much, and for those of you who have seen the first Digimon movie, kind of know where I'm going with this, the epic showdown and all that kind of stuff. So, hopefully this will be a very interesting watch. I'm very much looking forward to this. I am going to be checking out these episodes, and hopefully we may be able to do a review. I may be able to do a review on this. I know we kind of said we would do some first impression reviews for the last season, but unfortunately, well, I said I would, but unfortunately, yeah, that didn't quite work out. Very busy, very time consuming. Yeah, like I said, but hopefully with this, you'll definitely be getting a Digimon not a first impression review, an entire season review. So hopefully that will go on well. There's a lot of high hopes for this new Digimon Adventure Try series. I very much am looking forward to this. I hope you all go give it a look. It's available on Crunchyroll for all that legal streaming and stuff, so feel free to go check it out. And back to Flamehawk.
Well, we have a few things I'd like to briefly go over, not too much into detail. We have a look of Wonder Woman's costume for George Miller's canceled Justice League movie.
Canceled?
Yes, not really canceled, more put back.
Okay. Any reason why?
Not really sure, to be honest with you. Not really that much brief in detail.
Well, it looks like Marvel's getting an even bigger head start. Anyways, you were saying?
We have the costume, and it's pretty much a slick-looking costume that is... Many fans are actually coming around it and saying it's pretty well done. We have a teaser for X-Men Apocalypse that we will be seeing the full trailer next month when the Star Wars The Force Awakens comes out. There are many things like Apocalypse and other people in the film making a appearance, as well as us seeing like the Nightwalker and a lot of other people.
Well, back on the anime side of things, apparently we are going to have Name Amuro, who's going to be performing the theme song for One Piece, The Adventure of Neverlandia Special, which is the special that's featuring the return of Foxy.
New Nakara, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
It's Nakama and no.
Nakama.
No.
Nakama Foxy.
No.
Wait.
No. The theme song is going to be titled "Back Me Up," and the
See, he's gonna back him up when he's covering Foxy, because he's the new captain of the Straw Hat Pirates when Luffy dies in this episode.
That's grim. That's very grim. Anyways, the special is going to be set to air on December 19th. So, yeah, we've already went into depths on how this whole special, the original story between the return of the Foxy Pirates and basically Luffy and Straw Hats versus the Foxy Pirates gets a bit of a rematch. And there's this whole plan where they meet several islands where their devil fruit powers are null and void. If you want more info on this, please be sure to check out our last podcast. Now that we're on the subject of One Piece, you know it, people. You know it, you love it, and you can't live without it. It is time for the One Piece chapter review. So, we got One Piece chapter 807, and we got a lot of interesting stuff that was revealed in here. Quick side note, let's just pay attention to the first title page of it. The picture of basically, we see Zoro's old dojo is basically all the students are literally mimicking him, copying his Santori style, along with taping, like, I believe their left eye shut. So very amusing. It seems like Zoro has a very huge fan base. But more onto the chapter. We get a lot of big news in here, especially as to what happened to Sanji, which was on a lot of people's minds here. So we get some info as to what happened to Sanji, what exactly is going on in the land of Zou, and all of that. So basically the chapter opens up with, I guess, some type of party or festivities. We get a bit more into the whole culture of the Mink tribe. Apparently, when we saw them last chapter where the Minks were biting Luffy and one was licking them, I believe that's actually some type of friendship. Like some type of friendship culture, like when they do that, it's a show of sign of friendship. And a few of them were doing that to Zoro as he was trying to taste the wine, and apparently wasn't too happy about that. But yeah, very odd tradition. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a play on words on how actual animals become friends. I'm not very sure, but yeah, we get a very interesting look into the whole culture of it. Another side thing, we see Brook again, which is also very, very lovely. We get to see Brook and all of his skull jokes again. Apparently, we also get to look that when Wanda had stated that they will see the corpse of one of their fallen comrades, apparently she was referring to Brook. So, nice to see that we don't have any of the Straw Hats actually have died yet. Quote unquote, technically. So, that's also nice to see here, though it was a bit comical that all the dog minks were all attacking Brook and licking him every single place, since they seem to all love bones. Very good comedy right there. Oh my gosh. Good night, everybody.
No comment. No comment.
Good night, everybody. So, however,
it's not that much of a stretch.
Oh my gosh. No, like, well, we also have Wanda looking very,
Got the hard news coming?
Good night, everybody. So, but on more of the seriousness, this is when we finally get a look more in depth as to what happened to Sanji and the crew after they had met up with Big Mom. Apparently, they managed to escape. To give you a brief rundown, they managed to escape briefly, but it turns out that Sanji took Caesar, the gas scientist who made all the sad. He took Caesar and managed to, hop aboard Big Mom's ship. So it's literally anyone's guess as to what happened to Sanji at this point. Like, maybe he's captured or whatnot. I mean, it's anyone's guess, because during the chapter, Luffy and Zoro didn't seem very concerned about Sanji's well-being. I mean, it's no surprise on how Zoro might be a bit indifferent, but it's a bit surprising how Luffy didn't seem to care very much. He was just kind of saying like, well, he didn't really say that, like, he didn't leave a dying note or anything, so he should be fine. So, like I said, we all want to know what exactly is Sanji doing. He's like, is he undercover? Did he manage to patch things up? Like, so many things. There are so many things that could potentially be happening with Sanji.
I personally like the theory that the YouTube personality
Please stop.
King of Lightning did.
Please stop. Moving on. Like, we can't really disclose as to what the that person had said, but if you want to, go feel free to check out that video, and you'll understand why it's a bit comical. Oh my gosh. But very interesting within the flashback of what happened between the Straw Hats and the Big Mom. We also see that Capone, you know, the Capone gang that's from the worst generation, the old supernovas, he seems to be allying himself with Big Mom. So a lot of questions and speculation as to why is he doing this? Like, is this for like some type of an alliance, some type of goal? Like, is it an alliance, or is he working under Big Mom? Like, a lot of questions there. Like, personally, I kind of think Capone might be doing he might be pretending to be kind of the small dog here, but he's really trying to looking for an opportunity to aim for the top here. So I really don't see Capone just playing second fiddle to Big Mom just like that. So a lot of things to question here. I really want to know exactly what Sanji is doing, or like what exactly is going on. Because after all that chaos, we don't know if Sanji is alive, dead, incapacitated. It's really anyone's guess here. But after we get that bit of flashback, we also get back into the whole Mink tribe and how the island of Zou is in such a wreck. Cause it was stated that even before the Straw Hats had shown up, it was already a mess. It seemed to have already been a mess in amounts of chaos for some odd reason. So it is like literally anyone's guess as to what exactly is happening, like what exactly is the cause of all this damage and whatnot. And another interesting news about the Mink tribe, we also noticed that the country has 2 kings. They have 2 kings. I'm not exactly sure as to how that really works, but I believe they have the King of Day and the King of Night. The King of Day is called the Duke Inuarashi. So not sure. And the King of Night is also called Master Neko Mamushi. So yeah, not sure how the whole entire hierarchy of that works. The country has 2 kings. Could it be like maybe one king is responsible for the damage of this country? Like, there's really a lot of questions here. I'm really happy we did get to see a bit of info as to what happened on the Straw Hats side of Big Mom while the rest were dealing with Dressrosa. So lovely exposition there. More questions are just being raised about Sanji as to what happened to him, what exactly is he doing. And in other news, you also get to see that Law finally meets up with his crew again. So, Beppo obviously giving him a big bear hug. Yeah, lame joke is lame. So, yeah, apparently there was a raid that happened in the Kingdom of Zou. And that seems to be all we know. That's a big giant raid had happened, so much so that the elephant themselves was roaring out of like, I don't know, pain or warning that this giant raid has happened. So apparently the raid seemed to have been spawned on that they're keeping the warrior, like that Raizo, which is supposed to be the friend of Kinemon and whatnot. So a lot of speculations here. Very interesting to see what happened to the Straw Hats. A lot of speculation as to what is actually going on with Zou and the whole Wano Kingdom, how they tie into all of this, the whole mystery surrounding them. So that was a very interesting chapter. That was One Piece chapter 807. Can't wait for the next chapter as always. And back to Flamehawk.
Well, now we're going to enter the rapid mode where we enter a few details, again, that we don't want to really dive that much into due to lack of content as of the early date. You down with that?
Alright, I'm down.
Alright, Justice League Dark, we actually are finding who is going to be directing that, and there was many people who said not really sure who they were and what was going to go on, but it seems like there's going to be a few people who are going to be doing the directing, who are Aaron Kessels, Nevat, Papu Sadhu, and also Fede Alvarez, who are going to be on the short list for it. So no decision yet, but we will get to see in the future who exactly they will be joining. We have a video that is a new close-up of the new Batmobile, which it's looking pretty nice, to be honest, in Batman v Superman. This Batmobile is looking pretty top-notch and pretty well-deserving of the character known as the Dark Knight. Also, Agent Carter, yes, that Agent Carter, is making a comeback in Season 2, where she takes her talents to, no pun there for the second season, she takes her talents to L.A. New season, new missions, same Carter. After seeing her deal with Leviathan last year, or earlier this year actually, it's fun to see where they would actually go with it and what they would do to twist it up. It seems like they have a few things in mind, and we will be putting a trailer on our Twitter page, and that is @MeetsWest. So if you want to go check it out on our Twitter page, there it is.
And very quickly here, on November 10th, a YouTuber has uploaded a half-minute dance that was featuring characters of One Punch Man. So we have basically Saitama, Genos, and Sonic, and very briefly the bicycle rider within this dance. They're slowly dancing to this Japanese rap. So it's just a half minute, 30-second video. If you want to go watch, it's on our Twitter page. That's @MeetsWest. Feel free to go look it out. It's very comical and funny. Like, there was a big hubbub and buzz about it, especially on Tumblr pages everywhere. So it's very funny, very nice to watch, and good animation quality as always. So feel free to go check that little tidbit out.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us, and remember, if you want to catch any of our content while we're not on the air, feel free to go on our website, Nerd v Otaku, and catch up on all the action.
And our YouTube page. Don't forget, if you love what we do, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and also follow us on our Tumblr page. Your support would really be appreciative. We really need that support here up there, folks. And don't forget to check on Saturday, where we get to do our Toonami previews and any way you want it. As you can see, as last week, we did a few changes to the lineup, adding some new shows, especially Ruby, to the mix. So as always, if you have some suggestions, feel free to message us, and we might be able to put it on there for you folks.
Well, until next time, I'm Flamehawk.
And I am the Gentleman Snark, as always.
Stay classy.
See ya.
Stay classy.
See ya.
Stay classy. Hey, this is Flamehawk. I hope you enjoyed our weekly East Meets West podcast.
Be sure to catch us every week on Fridays at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I run the American side of things, covering Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and much, much more.
And as always, I run the Otaku and Japanese side of things, from Shonen Jump into other interesting anime news. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your contribution is always appreciated.
And remember, folks, stay classy.
See ya!